What about like? What about a decent cinnamon rollish type thing? Really, I'm trying to think of like any type of bakery that everyone always uses CDS for that ends up becoming trash.
I haven't found a single cinnamon roll that uses anything other than CDS.
Now I also just want apple filling and everything. Like a cinnamon fritter.
Yeah, an apple fritter with like apple cinnamon filling or whatever, like a pastry dough style outside or whatever.
Yeah, we've done absolutely nothing with apple yet.
Yeah, I mean, apple filling's great, and it's better than like every other candied apple. So that's my other problem sometimes too. Is it's like, well, I'm gonna add a Jolly Rancher and call it apple. Here's my apple cream Jolly Rancher.
I just pictured a damn cinnamon roll with Jolly Ranchers on top.
Yeah. So obviously, flavor apple filling. What do we want to do for the dough?
I'd want it softer, I guess.
Softer,
not like a cookie.
All right. So what about like an ancillary apple filling thing, like another apple of some kind, or
maybe? Yeah. No, you'd want to, because like that's the downside of apple filling. There's no body.
What about? I'm thinking there was a Flavora apple that was kind of like a cooked apple.
Is it apple pop?
No, I might be thinking about mullenberry.
I think there is a cooked one, but I can't remember because they have 8 apples or something.
Yeah, I have red apple, the regular apple.
Red apple could be good too, but it might be too wet.
Yeah.
But it could get like that fleshy mouth feel of it possibly.
And then if you push the dough hard enough, you could dry it back out.
Actually, too, to get some flavor into whatever dough, maybe something like a pastry zest or
pastry zest. Hell yes.
Pastry zest, that's right.
Okay, yeah. It's just like thinking like, wait, what about also pastry zest like lembas bread, something that is already kind of a spiced bread?
Oh, yeah. Pastry zest, 100%. What do you want to use to make up most of the dough, though? Like, what's the main flavor?
It's going to be the hard part.
We could always use sweet dough, but I'm not a big fan of that.
Dumpling dough. We want it to be pretty soft, so we want like a buttery, soft, slightly yeasty dough. We could do biscuit based. Jungle Flavors biscuit.
Yeah, but that could add some weird coconut-ish.
Jungle Flavors?
Yeah, or at least the first batch of Jungle Flavors had some like almost coconut notes to it.
Like similar to Inawera? Because I get it from Inawera.
It is, yeah, it's similar to Inawera. But it also might be myself tricking myself of like, this is biscuit. There's coconut. But you could do something biscuitish.
Well, I think the main part of this is going to be like the dough part is going to be the pastry zest.
I think the sweet dough with the pastry zest, maybe some biscuit.
That could work. I also have another crazy idea too.
I love it. What is it?
Liquid Barn Belgian waffle.
What?
It's got maple though.
It's got some bit of maple, but I just remembered I have that.
It's so good at the dough.
It's good dough, but it also has a cinnamon note with the maple.
Right, and the maple can blend so easily into the filling. Belgian waffle plus pastry zest. Plus, I feel like biscuit's going to help.
Yeah, so Belgian waffle, Liquid Barn, Flavora, pastry zest, and a touch of biscuit.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it could work, but
it's almost getting too light, right?
It could be, but it would depend on percentages too. Because at the same time, I don't know how good pastry zest and Belgian waffle work
at all. That's asking for a hot
That's the thing. I would be afraid of that though.
I almost feel like a graham cracker might work better.
Well, let me just throw this out there. Liquid Barn Belgian waffle and Flavora pastry zest are very similar. Do you think we need both of them? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
If you bend the Belgian waffle, I feel like pastry zest will do a lot of work.
Okay, so we should focus on like the pastry zest being more of that than say the Belgian waffle. The Belgian waffle is there just for maybe some texture.
For the body, I think. Yeah.
Body, fill it out, 100%.
We can always go with a little bit of graham cracker or biscuit, whichever. What about that Capella graham cracker?
Graham cracker V1 Belgian waffle pastry zest? That sounds so fucking weird out loud. It'd be a mess.
It
might be.
All right, let's try it though. I'm down.
It's probably a mess, but it sounds like a good mess.
I don't have V1 Capella graham cracker. I got V2, so I'll be trying it out with it.
Oh, well, yeah, it's the same minus cinnamon, so it probably won't matter in the end.
And especially if we end up adding more cinnamon.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Belgian waffle, pastry zest, graham cracker, V1, apple filling, red apple.
If we use red apple, I wouldn't go very high on it because you don't want it to be like a raw apple.
Right, and it will add wetness for sure.
So do you think we need to add another apple with apple filling?
To make it
so yet, but
to make it like a strong apple thing going on or whatever, like to really sell the apple filling probably, but I don't think it matters. Like it'll still be good without it.
Yeah, I think we can. I think I would test it first without.
Yeah, and we can always throw an apple on top of the already mixed
apple
stuff.
Because apple filling's strong enough that it's already that warmness that it's like as long as you have any body on that, I feel like it'll probably be 90% there, if not there.
Yeah. All right. So Belgian waffle, pastry zest, graham cracker, apple filling.
I don't know. Might be tempted to throw back cream.
You think we should add some type of creaminess to it, Alfred?
What do you have in mind?
Bavarian cream.
Yeah.
FA.
I was gonna say either FA or TPA.
I'll add FA Bavarian cream to anything.
FA it is.
Oh yeah. Then there's still Flavora apple. Just throw a regular apple.
That's good. You can't make red apple, Granny Smith apple, all these like specific, and then just have an apple, and just have like a apple pop. Apple
but then they still have apple.
Yeah,
just apple.
Just apple. We have all the actual apples, but we'll give you an apple too, straight up.
What kind of apple is it? It's an apple.
Like what? Red apple, green apple, Granny Smith apple, apple pop, apple zest.
You said an apple zest.
I can't remember what Flavora regular apple tastes like at this point.
Okay, so I'm looking at my notes that I took like 2 years ago on Flavora apple, just apple, and I've got written down here that it's a creamy apple, good for an apple pie. Tastes like baked apples without cinnamon.
You want to use that straight up, or see if we want it?
I mean, I think it's worth a tester then if that's your flavor notes.
So let's talk about percentages then. Are we pretty settled on what we're going to use?
Yeah, I think this is what we'll start with: Bavarian cream, apple filling, graham cracker, pastry zest, Belgian waffle, Flavora apple.
Okay. So let's talk about the pastry then.
I kind of want to start with pastry zest because I feel like that's the one that could get weird or work really well. Where do you think that's going to happen?
2.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yep.
So we have 2% pastry zest. So that should do a lot of heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Belgian waffle. Let's figure this out.
4? Belgian waffle is light. It's more like it's almost like a silver line flavor to me.
You don't think that's going to be too mapley though?
That's what I'm wondering.
What I'm wondering, yeah. But that also isn't terrible for...
Right, if it has some maple
fritter
going on. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're making a fritter.
I think 4% is a good start.
I think that's a start. I have no idea if that's going to work.
All right. 4% on Liquid Barn Belgian waffle. What about the graham cracker?
Yep, now graham cracker.
1 or 1.5.
Yeah, I say 1.
I say 2.
You say 2?
1.5 it is.
1.5. Split the baby. 1.5.
I just love this shit so much.
Okay. The star of the show. Flavora apple filling.
3 at least.
I was thinking exactly 3. So we have 3% apple filling. How much regular apple do we add?
Let me look at my notes here.
The smell tells me 2.
That's exactly what I got in my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bavarian cream.
This is what's going to push it over the edge into okay to whoa.
Yeah. I'm thinking like 6%. I love this one too, man. Honestly, though, I feel like we can use it fairly high. We have a lot of dry ingredients, like 2. 2? Same?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we could go 2.5, but
No, yeah, I meant like I was saying high compared to like using 1% or something.
Okay, so Flavora Pastry Zest at 2%. Liquid Barn Belgian Waffle at 4%. That's going to, and Cap Graham Cracker version 1.5%. That's going to basically make up the dough and the fritter part. That's what we'll call it. Yeah, the fritter part. Then we're going to use Flavora Apple Filling at 3%. To boost that apple a little bit, we're going to use Flavora Apple, just apple, 2%. And then to give it a little bit of creaminess and maybe some more body, more mouthfeel, we're going to add FA Bavarian Cream at 2%. So this is our first version, hopefully last version, of Apple Fritter. First, we're going to use Flavora Apple at 2%. Next, we have Flavora Apple Filling. We're going to use it at 3%. Oh my God, that smells good. Next, we're adding a little bit of Flavor Art Bavarian Cream at 2%. Now we're adding Liquid Barn Belgian Waffle at 4%. Next is Capella Graham Cracker. I'm using version 2 here, but the original recipe is calling for Graham Cracker V1, so just keep that in mind when you mix it. We're going to use it at 1.5%. And lastly, we're going to use Flavora Pastry Zest. We're going to add it at 2%. I think it's pretty fucking good.
Flavor's good. I'd want more body.
And less apple.
I'm not getting a whole lot of doughiness out of it.
Right, that's what like the flavor's there. There's just no bakery. Like, I mean, the notes are there, but there's nothing filling your mouth.
Apple is part of that problem because it's making it really heavy on like a raw apple juice.
I mean, you could still probably use that.
Right, no, yeah, it's
but
still
like,
usable. Yeah. It's just 2% is too much, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that Belgian waffle is doing much at all.
Yeah, I think I might have to go higher.
Pastry Zest is good where it's at, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
you get just enough of it, and then it mixes with the apple filling really well.
Adjustments are apple, Belgian waffle, maybe graham cracker, like 1% apple.
Yeah, I mean we could lower that down some. I don't think that's bothered me near as much as just not having the mouthfeel.
Same.
Right,
yeah,
but
actually the apple's good, I think.
So you think increasing the dough part more?
Yeah, because I want to see what that does to the apple. Too.
Right. Yeah, no, you guys are right. The apple's perfect. We just have to push the dough to match it.
Right, but I got to see it. I got to see it actually full. I got to see a big booty bitch first, basically.
Right, yeah.
I hope that doesn't make it in.
What's the adjustments we're going to make here on this thing?
So I guess the idea that we came to was increasing Belgian waffle to 6, add sweet dough.
What do you think on the sweet dough then?
Probably just start at 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, one of the things that I think people really like about this show is that the fact that we show the fuck-ups. Is it my imagination, or does it taste like that we boosted the Flavora Pastry Zest?
Yeah, no, it's just pastry zest and sweet dough. Nope, it's ruined.
It's completely ruined. All right, so let's go back and figure out what else we need to do to the first one, because that shit was delicious. I really think Jungle Flavors Biscuit will add the body.
We could try that.
All right.
Yeah, like 1.5%.
Okay, so what do you think about the apple part of this? Alfred, you thought we should lower it some.
If anything, lower the Flavora Apple, the regular one.
Okay, so let's lower the Flavora apple, say down to what?
Go 1.5.
1.5, and we're going to use Jungle Flavors biscuit.
Yeah, I really think it'll fill it out.
1.5 it could. For Belgian waffle, what, 4?
I think 5 was like the sweet spot where it's not going to do a lot of weird stuff.
So the Belgian waffle at 4 or 5?
We'll go 5.
And how much on the Jungle Flavors biscuit?
I think you get started at 1.5, and we'll find out.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Okay, so this is round 3. We're going to start off with the Flavora apple. We lowered it just a bit to 1.5%. Flavora apple filling at 3%. FA Bavarian cream at 2%. Liquid Barn Belgian waffle at 5%. Jungle Flavors biscuit at 1.5%. Color graham cracker version 1. I'm using version 2, but the original recipe is version 1. I'm going to use it at 1.5%. And last but not least, Flavora pastry zest at 2%.
It's so fucking good.
The flavor is spot on.
It's definitely fuller. And I feel like we can take biscuit up if we want.
Yeah, that did it. We could definitely go up with the biscuit. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that.
What are you thinking, 2? I also still want to see what happens if we take Bavarian cream higher a little bit.
I think we actually could bring it up some. Say around 2.5. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it. That's how you make an apple fritter without using cap cinnamon Danish swirl.